The oldest living president now is Jimmy Carter.
Jimmy Carter.
Wow.
Jimmy Carter is 100 years old, dude.
Is he alive?
Yeah, he's a centurion. Yep.
That's what he just said.
I thought someone just died. Oh, his wife died.
His wife died.
That's what it was. Okay.
I don't think he's long for this world, but man, that guy's got staying power, dude.
That's impressive.
Yeah, so
And he partied with the Allman Brothers.
it's kind of
Really?
Yeah, that was his big thing. He used the Allman Brothers as a thing to get. There's a great documentary about it, actually.
About him hanging out with the Allman Brothers?
Yeah, he invited him to the White House and used it as part of a campaign. And then one of the Allman Brothers got busted for cocaine.
At
When
the
he
White
got out
House?
of prison, he invited him to the White House again, and he defended him. He went and
Yeah.
said, "Hey, man, he's a young kid. Young kids make mistakes and stuff."
Yeah.
People loved him for that.
That's awesome.
I mean, a lot of people hated him for it. But
we had one guy come out.
Party, so
yeah, he
One guy
basically
came
said,
out,
"Hey, I'm
though.
not going to judge him on one mistake." He said he was sorry, all that stuff. But it's a good documentary if you ever seen it, dude.
We got
But he was
presidents do it, though.
People don't understand, like, he was the rock and roll president, and so he knew all these like Southern country bands and stuff. Like he knew Leonard Skinner and all this, and he would invite him regularly to
That's
the White House
awesome.
to play. And so he
That's
was
actually pretty cool.
because his son was a big rock fan, and by association he was, and like he was all about it. So
That's pretty cool.
it was a pretty cool story. Good documentary.
All right.
Watched it on a plane.
What's it called? Do you know what it's called? It's all right.
Jimmy Carter, rock and roll president, or something like that. I could look it up, but I don't know.
It's all right.
It's something like that.
They're real creative with the titles on documentaries.
He used to fly
But
around
I
with
remember Jimmy Carter, dude. I was alive for that actually.
He used to fly around with the Big Bopper and the La Bamba guy, I think. Yeah. And then one time he just happened to not be on the plane. And
Richie Valens,
Richie
dude.
Valens, yeah, there it is.
He decided not to fly, and the plane went down.
yeah, that's what happened.
Ooh.
I don't know if that timeline works. I don't know.
Conspiracy, yeah,
Let's just start it right
It's
here.
a bit off, dude.
Conspiracy
You're a bit
theories.
off.
It's like 50 years off or something.
Yeah,
like Jimmy Carter was a
It was
child
like in
during that time.
1960 or something like that,
I
dude.
think Jimmy Carter was a little kid during that time.
No, he wasn't a little kid, dude. Jimmy Carter was like, he's definitely was alive during. He's fucking 100 years old, dude.
100 years old, so he was like in his 60s during that time, huh?
No, yeah, probably.
My math is really terrible, apparently.
But I mean, not far off, probably.
Yeah. Not great either, though.
Pat, are you okay over there?
Pat's
no,
still
I'm
struggling.
really irritated.
Pat's still struggling. They probably because they're changing it so much they don't have one
It's-
published right
that's what
now.
I'm saying, like, they're doing weigh-ins though, like tomorrow.
Yeah.
So like you would think they had this hammered out, but like it says for Estevan Martinez to be determined.
I mean, it's all in living motion, right? It's hard. And plus, they have to pay graphic designers. Like, they don't have time for all this stuff.
I hate
A lot of
so
work to
much
do.
right now. The graphic designers, it's just typed out and put on a. They didn't
he looking
design
at?
shit like this.
I don't know what you're looking at.
Screenshot.
It's literally just typed out.
Yeah, I took a screenshot from Flow, but like the Mika Galval Cody Steele is a thing.
Yeah.
like right, like
You're talking about who's number one this weekend.
yeah.
Here in
So-
Austin, Texas.
So it's not this weekend.
this
Thursday.
week.
Thursday.
It's happening right after this
We should
podcast
be there. Hopefully, they don't
launches.
kill me from the thing I said. About.
Yeah, if this podcast airs on Thursday, it'll be tonight.
It'll be tonight.
Tonight, yeah.
It should air on Thursday.
I think we're going.
Tonight in Austin.
Maybe we're going.
We might go. We'll see what happens. Might want to go. Might
This
have something else to do.
Thursday.
Yeah.
Thursday.
Don't buy the whole seat because you'll only need the edge.
Swear to God.
Matt's Macho Man impression is so amazing.
Hey, I think all of his impressions are pretty solid. Also, I think his worst impression though is Sergeant Major.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. Everything.
Many
else,
people
great.
agreed with you over years.
Yeah, but there's some like really like crazy matchups on this Who's Number One, and there's a lot of title fights.
What's considered a title fight in Who's Number One?
Well, they
What does
have
that even
belts,
mean?
bro.
They have belts?
Yeah. So they have
Tezos
the
on the line.
welterweight title,
Tezos,
the
bro.
featherweight title. Not the. I mean, do
The Tezos title?
Yeah, and then Pedro Mourinho versus Lovato is for Pedro Mourinho's belt because Pedro Mourinho beat John Carlo.
That's right.
Yep, he did.
The real question is, are any of these interim titles?
No. And then John Carlo versus Lucas Hulk Barbosa. Like for me, it's the most interesting fight on the card because they've fought 3 times already, and John Carlo won twice. Hulk won once. Mm-hmm. The one that Hulk won was a decision at a submersive. Yeah, submersive, whatever. And
Submersible?
He won via decision, and it was sub only. But everything that's had points involved John Carlo is 1. So John Carlo beat him at ADCC.
Yep.
Well, he submitted him, but there was points involved.
Yep.
And then he beat him at IBJJF. I think it was Nogi Worlds.
I hate when they have sub only and then it's like we're not going to actually do this. Like we'll just go to decision.
Well,
like
yeah.
let it run.
Well, he got.
I've been involved in the let it run, dude. I sat through a
That doesn't
match
work
that
either.
lasted 3 hours, dude, and they had to move it to another mat.
They literally moved it. They're like, all right, we don't have time for this. Like,
All right,
let's
I
get
take it
Gordon
back.
out here.
EBI rule set is the
We started rooting for the refs. We're like, stay awake, ref. You can do it.
Well, but in this one, so like
4 hours in.
Yeah, like Tynan Dalpra is competing against Troy Russell. Troy Russell has done Who's Number Ones before, and Tynan Dalpra has 2. I think it was either who's Number One or it was the IBJF thing. But this is no gi for Tynan, and Tynan's a gi guy. So like, is he gonna have like the leg entanglement defense? Like, how is he gonna look? So that's really interesting because he's like, for his weight class for middleweight, he's like the guy.
Yep.
Especially in the gi, we'll see about nogi. I don't remember the last time I saw him roll nogi, so that'll be interesting. I'd like to see Mika.
Do you think it's that big of a difference when I feel like going the other way, like no gi to gi is harder, but gi to no gi seems easier for lack of a better word?
I don't think so.
It's the leg entanglements, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, the problem is like the whole lower body, dude.
Yeah.
And these guys are
you're
massive.
not training your leg
That's all
locks,
they
yeah.
do,
It's
dude.
fair.
So that's why I'm wondering about the Troy Russell guy because he's more of he's like a no-gi guy. And then Tynan's a gi guy, but Tynan also has crazy pressure and his basic jiu-jitsu is amazing and he trains at AOJ. So like, I know those dudes are going to have him ready. So like, I'm interested to see how he does. So for that one, if I had to pick Tynan Dalpra, Troy Russell, just from the pedigree, I'm going to go Tynan Dalpra.
Are you putting money on this fight?
No, God, no. Again, this is all emotion.
Put your Tezos where your mouth is.
Put your Tezos where your mouth is. Yeah.
I thought Tezos was an alcoholic beverage. Sponsored by Tezos. Like, where we buy this? Like what's that? The vodka,
Tito's.
Tito's. Yeah. They have the Barton Springs, like it's like Barton Springs gin or some shit.
Yeah,
Or
yeah.
Not Deep Eddy.
Deep Eddy vodka, yeah.
Deep Eddy vodka.
I was like, is Barton Springs have a gin? At first, I was like, is he right?
Oh, let's make one.
Yeah,
Fuck
dude.
yeah, let's do it. We're done.
Jim,
and
just
then-
bottling the water from Barton Springs.
And then Elena versus Julia Mal. So listen, like we talked about
Helena.
last time, and I think she's one of the best girls in the world, and I feel like whoever she's going to compete against, unless it's Mo Black, then she's going to win. So for this one, Helena for sure.
And she's what, like 15 years old, which is stupid.
Yeah, she's
so good.
Yeah.
She competes at adult, right?
She competes at like wherever they let her. So that was
Okay.
like a whole thing. Me and Pat were talking about it one day. So she's technically a blue belt for IBJJF because she can't. Like she could theoretically get a purple belt, but then she would have no one to compete against because she for IBJJF they
Gotcha,
forced
yeah,
her
that's right, yeah.
to do adolescence or something.
That's right, yeah. The juvenile. That's what it is.
Juvenile. Yeah. But no, so she kicks adults' ass.
Clearly, they got to change the rules because there are some youngsters in the game now
Dude.
that
Well,
Yeah.
look at
punching way above their weight.
Yeah.
but look at
And that's the scary thing. I feel like with everyone who's been like coming up, like people like 10 years ago started when they were in their 20s. Right?
well,
Now you have people who are
the
starting.
Tackett brothers,
Tackett,
both
Andrew
of them.
Tackett.
and then Cole Abate, like he was in that situation too. Like Cole's like every time I see him, like he would come to like the Austin Open, the IBJJF tournament, and I would just like one of my students went against him, and I was like, "Hey, bro, like you got this." And my head is like, "Don't get injured."
Just have fun. Just have fun, man. Just go have fun.
Yeah.
Who are those two brothers
fun, man.
that are like the Shoya roll guys? They're amazing too.
yeah, the crazy hair. One of them does.
One of them has a crazy hair. Yeah,
Yeah.
he was like the youngest 80s.
kids from,
Ty and-
Rotolo. Yeah.
They train with the
Rotolo brothers. Same.
Mendezes? Train the Mendezes, or is that different?
Atos.
Atos. Yeah.
Yeah.
So same,
Okay.
different.
Same, but different.
But yeah, one of them
One
was
of those
like the
over there in
youngest
California.
ever ADCC winner.
Yeah, dude, it's definitely like A, I'm getting older, but B, like I swear it's going down a generation. Like you're getting younger and younger masters of the art that are like show incredible poise on the mat, dude. Like it's crazy when you see it. You're like, man, now I think as long as this guy stays healthy for 10 years, he's like in 10 years from now, watching grappling is going to be insane just because it's going to be so high level.
Yep.
Well, And then,
It's already so high level.
Yeah, and this is definitely the first generation you see of kids starting to train
That's
when
right.
they were children.
But this is it. It's a generational thing, right? So it started to get hot in the 90s, circa UFC comes on board, and now people are getting into it. And back then, everybody used to sign their kids up for karate and taekwondo. And then in the 90s, it turned to kind of flipped over to Jiu Jitsu and MMA. And now that generation is now getting old enough that their kids are getting signed up at even younger ages.
Yeah.
And last night where I was in there on the mats and there were 50 kids on the mat, 50 kids straight up romper room on our mats in there. I couldn't believe them. And some of them were little assassins. And I was like, man, if these kids stick to it. We posted a picture on Instagram and I was just like, this is crazy, man. Like, this is the kind of numbers that Taekwondo used to put up. We didn't see that many kids in Jiu-Jitsu.
Well, think about it too though. Like think about like Hickson, like Kron grew up on the mats and just was an assassin.
Yeah, that was for them. That was a cultural.
But that was like, but that was like that first. Like you see like he was like one of the first you saw where it was like a child who trained their whole life at a high level, and like jiu-jitsu changed so much that like he was just like the level. Like even if you think about the Diaz brothers, right? They started when they're like 15, 16.
Yeah.
So like
What are
They started when they were 15.
yeah.
I thought they were younger than that.
No, I don't think so. I saw
still amazing,
I
dude.
saw a video of, and they were in. I think they were in the actual like their academy. I don't remember what academy they trained, but he fought a bare knuckle MMA fight.
Oh my God.
In the gym, and he was like a child.
I mean, I got in some fights when I was 15, but none of it was televised. And
Yeah.
if I
No one
told
was
you about all the
filming
stuff
it,
I was doing at 15, the
very
federal
different
law enforcement might get involved.
I mean, that was Rafael Lovato too, though, right? Like, I mean, his dad's like a jiu-jitsu black belt, so that's probably part of it. But I mean, at 15, he was going to Brazil, winning all sorts of stuff.
Like the first time I ever knew anything about Lovato, we were at a tournament, and they were talking about like how he was like went to Brazil and trained, and he made these DVDs of like the high level dudes like grappling, like he had like a camera and he was selling them at like tournaments and stuff. And I was like, dude, this dude's so hardcore, like hawking DVDs.
Yeah,
at, like, a jiu-jitsu tournament. And now he's fighting at who's number one?
The highlight of his grappling career, yeah.
I don't know if
No, I know. He was Bellator champ. That was a joke.
Yeah, I don't know. I like if we just say grappling, this might be like one of his bigger matches.
I mean,
Who's number one's a huge deal, and it's a title, so it's got to be up there. Now, just in general, Bellator, like
yeah. But I mean, he's also like an old school guy. He's super big in the gi, so you could say IBJJF, and I think he won like the three big ones, and like he was like the first one to win all three in 1 year.
the American.
Yeah, first American. Yeah,
Because I think Mikey Musumeci. I don't know if Mikey Musumeci won no gi.
I don't know.
I know gi. That's a good one. We got to figure that out. Anyways,
Mikey Musumeci is much younger though than Lovato.
yeah. He's also has crazy feet like him.
How old's Lovato though, dude? He's like
45.
Maybe 40?
Yeah.
Oh, 45? I think maybe
He's
40.
getting up there, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's also-
the Tom Brady of.
Yeah, I was just saying, he's like American treasure though. In
Yeah,
jiu-jitsu.
that's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah.
he's amazing, but like he's getting up there, dude.
Yeah, but Luke Griffin is fighting Roosevelt Souza.
Nice.
Luke Griffin. I think he won one of the ADCC trials, so he's going.
Yeah.
Like it is a rough go at New Wave if you're a bigger dude. That's why I avoid the shit out of it. Like, do you want to go roll? Nope, I'm good. I'm a bigger guy, and I don't want to go against Luke Griffin. I don't want to go against.
How's Sunday rolling here?
Oh yeah, how was that? That looked so awesome.
Let me finish this, then we'll talk about it. Yeah, I don't want to roll. I don't want to go up there just because I'm too old. And Sunday was not great. It actually was a lot of fun.
Finish your point though. And then we'll
Yeah. So, but like you look at like Luke Griffin's training partners, you're not going to find a room like that.
Yeah.
Like he's got John Carlo, he's got Big Dan,
Gordon
he's
Ryan.
got Gordon Ryan, he's got who else? He's got John Carlo, Gordon, Big Dan,
Nicholas Marigali.
and he's got-
Marigali.
There it is, bro. And he's got Marigali. Like
big
you
dude.
can keep all that. Like I would have to probably stop jiu-jitsu if I went up there for an hour. That's a rough day. And I was like hurting from what we did on Sunday, which what we did on Sunday is we got a text from Tim at like 3:00 in the evening, like, hey, like open mat tomorrow.
That was on Saturday late, dude.
Yeah.
I saw the text. Dude. Come in, nothing but like 20 kick-ass black belts, celebrity black belts coming in to
And I was like, all right.
I did not
cool,
get
I'll
that
go.
text.
And I was
Zach's like, cool. I feel special, guys.
I was watching football and
I did say I was gonna be the TRF though.
And I immediately stopped drinking and started drinking water and like contemplating my life decisions.
That's
Like,
what it was intended to do.
yeah. I stay at an RV park right now, and it has a hot tub. I immediately went over to it. I was like, I'll sweat all these booze out, put them on.
I'm gonna go cold plunge it.
Who is there? Just for everyone who didn't see the Instagram.
Tim,
Well, okay.
John D, Steve Hergrot.
What was that other name?
What's that?
What was the other name after Tim?
Shut up, dude. We all know that I'm bad at names.
Zach, how do you pronounce it? Because I feel like you're
Shanji.
actually
Shanji. Yeah, whatever.
Shanji.
Whatever, dude. Like, nerd.
Think about Sean Brady. You put a G at the end.
listen,
Sean G.
Bro,
Shanji.
listen.
Shanji.
You weren't there.
I know.
You
I
weren't there. I'm
wasn't,
still recovering.
I wasn't even invited to be there, so
I
I wasn't even invited. So
I would get on Tim.
I
about that. Be
texted
like,
Tim in
what
the morning. I
hell?
asked him if he was going to TRF, and he's like, "No, I'm going to be grappling at 2." I'm like, "Cool."
Dude,
Like, didn't
Steve
get
Hergrot was
invited
there.
nothing.
Or
No
Hergrot.
worries.
I messed that guy's name up.
Yeah.
Hard get, I think.
Hargett. Yeah, it's
Hargett.
Hargett. It's one of those. I say it how it's spelled, or not even close. Anyways,
You say it how you want to.
yeah.
You just make it
I
up,
did
that's
all-
cool.
and then Shane was there.
Of course.
Yeah, Alex Assad was there. He's a brown belt, but he's tough as shit. And
via your invite.
yeah, hashtag
Alex.
let go of my feet. Like, I've seen some of his matches, and I was like, dude, I'm just gonna smash it. Like, I'm not gonna let him. Like, I body locked immediately and just kept my feet as far away from his hands as possible.
Him and the Alex that used to train here. I forget what his last
They
name is.
grappled at
like
combat.
30 seconds. It was insane.
Yeah, he sat back on that bike, and Alex, that one of these trainers, assassin.
Yeah, he's so good.
Yeah. So, but yeah, he's a tattoo. So if you want a tattoo or you want to get submitted, go check out my boy Alex at Assad Tattoo. I'm actually going to see him tomorrow. Yay!
What are you getting tattooed? Oh, your other hand. What are you getting on your other hand?
The bottom part of a samurai mask.
Oh,
nice.
Yeah.
That's
So
pretty
like
cool.
I go like this, and it's just,
With the fangs and shit.
that.
yeah.
That's cool.
That's pretty cool.
They like you. Just get it on your face, dude. Nobody even knows.
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah,
It'll be great with that.
just grow your beard out, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cover it up with a beard.
Bro, I'm trying.
There you go.
Like this thing's like it's getting to the point now where it's like getting. It's like
Almost Iako link.
Well, yes, well,
Yeah.
no, God no. But like it's getting bad. Like people like cross-faced me today, and I
digging it.
felt
Just
my
tearing
It
that
doesn't
shit.
matter. Like I know, like honestly, when you go against somebody with a beard versus unbearded, like it's way worse on the person going against the person with a beard because,
Yeah,
dude,
I can see that.
It gets in the way.
yeah, you put head pressure and you're like, oh, dude, it's like 80 grit sandpaper. I shaved this morning, but like, dude, they
Do you? So
That's why you look different.
Like you showed me
That makes
pictures
sense.
of you when you were in. Did you ever have a beard or no?
Oh yeah. Like while I was in, a couple times, yeah.
You don't like it,
But I was like always like I shaved my head long before the ship sailed, and I needed to shave it just because I was always like a minimalist in that sense. Just like I mean, I don't give a crap. Get rid of it. Like it's just slowing me down.
Yeah, but for me, like I was in drill sergeant school, and like they're like, you need to get a haircut because my hair was so far out of rags. Like I would like slick it. Yeah, it was bad. They're you need to get a haircut. I was like, okay, I'll go get a haircut. So I went and got a real haircut just for drill sergeant schools. Like I let it grow back out, and they cut it, and then I like felt the back, and I was like, oh no.
Wait, where'd you go to drill sergeant school?
Fort Jackson.
Jackson.
And then I saw like the front, and I was like, oh god.
Dude, if you're gonna, you gotta go to drill sergeant school. You gotta commit to the whole highest and tightest, dude.
Gross. No,
It
so
is.
I just shaved it. Like it's a good thing I don't have like a weird shaped head. Like I feel bad for dudes who like their hair starting to fall out and their head looks crazy. You're like,
That's why I
ugh.
said just shave it. Dude.
Yeah, gross.
I have a weird shaped head, so I'm glad that I have hair. It helps.
a little bit. It seems like it's going back. Anyways, so
Even with the hair, we
yeah.
noticed that.
Who
We'll
else is
talk
there?
about it.
There's that other. What's that
Talk about it on the side.
What's that younger dude who trains at Six Blades? The Brazilian dude, taller dude, black hair.
Arash.
No, Arash is a purple belt.
Okay.
The
Black belt.
Philippe.
Philippe.
Yeah.
So Philippe was there, and it was weird
Oh,
because like
geez, that dude's
Johnny
a
walked in, and
beast.
I was like, "Oh, guys, I gotta go home." Philippe walked in like 5 minutes later, and I was like, "All right, for real though, I have to leave." And then Rock walked in, I was like, "All right, guys,
Really leaving though.
yeah, I'll see you guys on Thursday."
Was Victor here?
Hugo, no, he's I saw a video of Victor in. He was training with what's the guy that's supposed to fight Gordon?
This current time?
No. The next one.
Oh, at the UFC event?
Yeah.
I forget.
Isn't Victor fighting
Anyways,
this weekend?
he's a Kyle Terra guy.
No idea.
This is gonna.
Victor's fighting this week though, right? He's fighting.
No, he's not.
No, that's
Sorry.
Big Dan. They were talking about the Big Dan fight coming up.
No, so that's at the UFC event.
Oh, okay. I thought they're fighting this week.
That's
Okay.
December 5th. Him versus Big Dan, which is pretty crazy.
Big Dan was in here this week. I was talking to him about that. And I was talking to John Carlo. I cornered him in the gun store and was like, tell me what's happening with this Gordon fight.
What's going on, bro?
We're in negotiations. And I was like, it turns out that, yeah. So I'm glad that he's getting to fight.
How do you get the inside? You have the inside scoop before he even.
Yeah,
said
because
it?
I think I'm the only person who's not afraid to just say what I think to John Carlo. I just cornered him because he was in there looking at guns. I was like, hey, dude. He was like, yeah, we're talking about negotiations. I was like, I'm not going to bullshit you, dude. The whole reason I'm hanging out here is just to find out. We've been talking about it all morning. He's like, oh, yeah. I mean, he's open about it.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm just happy it's like 20 minutes away from me and I don't have to. I was like, yeah, dude, you're like Carmen Sandiego. Every time I see you, you're in some new country. I was like,
right?
Where is Giancarlo Bodoni?
Bro, I was working late last night and I saw him in there. I was
Yeah.
like, oh shit, John Carlos in town. I didn't know he was here. I was like, oh
He
shit.
appears like a
I
ghost,
thought he's in
dude.
Japan or something.
Nice guy, man.
Well, he's got to go back to Japan, right? Like,
Yeah.
Probably, yeah.
in December.
just all
Japan.
over
He's
the place.
got. He's also got this big camp in Hawaii in Kauai.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
And,
God, that's
in the
awesome.
spring, I'd love to go that. They're going to stay in this epic house and do rolls all day. I was like,
Mason
I'd love to
Fowler.
go do that.
Mason Fowler.
Oh, that's who he's fighting.
That's who Gordon's supposed to fight at the UFC. But I saw a video of Mason Fowler and Victor Hugo training together.
Got it.
And it wasn't in Texas. So
Okay.
he might be out wherever
makes sense.
Kayater is
Training.
that. Yeah. Because they both have big matches coming up. So
Yeah. Big Dan versus Victor Hugo is going to be interesting.
Yeah, Lee is torn, dude. 'Cause Dan was in here because I was helping him with his gun, and he was
Yeah.
like, and Lee came in because if you guys don't know this story, my wife's gonna hate me for telling it. Dan will love me for telling it. But last time we went to the Who's Number One, and Dan was fighting, and he broke that guy's leg. We were sitting
Yeah.
front row. And as soon as it snaps, it sounds like a 2x4 snapping. And right away, Zach's there, I'm there. We're there with my buddy Garrett. Who else was with us? There was somebody else.
It's just us four.
Oh, it was us four.
Yako is reffing.
Yeah, Iako was reffing.
Yeah.
And you hear it snap, pop. And I was like, oh, and she goes, what was that? And I was like, it's what you think it was. You know? And immediately the guy, you could see his face, but Big Dan stands up right away. He releases and stands up.
like,
You can tell
fuck.
he's not
Yeah.
happy about it either, but you know, it is what it is. And she's like, I don't feel so good. And so we stand up and we start. I was like, I tell Zach and Garrett, who I'm sitting with, and we're front row, man, right on the mat side. And I was like, hey, I'm gonna take Lee out to get some air. And we made it like 10 steps, and she was like, she got to lay it. And then we walked for another 15 steps, and she got let hit it again. And I don't think anybody in the audience saw her.
Nope. It was too dark in there,
Like,
I think.
it was dark,
Yeah.
and like, but she started to faint, and then she like went down to the ground. We helped her up, went over, got her a drink of water because just the sound of it like totally
God.
got her queasy and like, but Big Dan is on the mats and he does see it. He's probably the only person in the place. And so later he comes back and he's like, I'm so sorry. Like, I'm sorry. Like, what happened? You know, like what, you know? And so he feels bad. And then the other day she's in here and he's, I'm doing something with the gun. I'm helping him change out. So a part on his gun, and she walks over and she likes Big Dan too. And she's talking to him. And I was like, she doesn't know how to, she can't look at you because she loves Victor Hugo, because her and Victor are buddies.
cool. They're cool like that, yeah.
They love to chat and stuff like that. And she's like, I feel bad. And Dan's like, oh, it's just jujitsu, man. Yeah, it's just jujitsu.
And
I was like, yeah, I mean, I was like,
Community.
yeah, I was like, she can't look you in the face because, you know, because
She's
we're
rooting for
fighting
Victor.
Victor. Yeah,
She's rooting for Victor secretly.
It's tearing her apart, dude.
You make the argument.
I don't know. Like Nogi, if it's Nogi, I'm saying advantage Big Dan, dude.
Yeah.
Like Victor's really good though, but I've trained with both. I've never rolled with Victor Hugo. I've been on the mats when like he came to one of the courses and rolled. Obviously he's amazing, right? Like super nice guy. I've trained like shooting and training with both of them. Victor's pretty good, not bad with a gun. But man, that guy's got long fingers, dude. His fingers are huge. Like trying to train with him on a gun and I'm trying to get him to like, you're like, take your finger off the trigger. He's like, it is, but it's like this, like it's big and long and curled. But I train with them both.
It's like
But I did roll with Dan,
Flying
like
his
what you were
finger.
saying about New Wave. Like, forget it, dude. And I was rolling with weapons, and he got on my back, and we were doing it with strikes, open-handed strikes, and he hit me in the side of the head one time with that big ham hand of his, dude.
Jesus.
And my neck is still hurting, dude. That was like 3 weeks ago, dude. I still got a crick in my neck.
You didn't knee him in the face like Iako?
No, that was, oh yeah, that's right. Iako like nearly knocked him out right after. Iako's a different fight game, dude. I was rolling all over. And then that's right, Big Dan comes and meets me at the range and goes, check out this video. Iako kneed me in the head, dude, and rung my bell. I was like, great, dude. That's just what we need, dude.
Yeah, now you're going to shoot a firearm.
The rest of the New Wave guys are going to blame Iako for you.
So Going back to this, Luke Griffith versus Roosevelt Souza. I just think that Luke Griffith is a miniature Gordon Ryan. I think he's like the next. So I'm gonna have to go with Luke Griffin. Like Roosevelt Souza is good, but I think he's like traditional jiu-jitsu, and Luke Griffin is that new wave jiu-jitsu.
Oh, I see what you did there.
Yeah, right. So I'm gonna go Luke Griffin on that one. So Tynan Dalpra, Helena, and Luke Griffin.
Boom.
Yeah. And the one after that is Diego Hayes versus Diego Pato Oliveira.
My bad.
And that's for the featherweight title. Diego Hayes is Baby Shark.
Baby Shark.
Yeah. So, like, if you didn't know who he was,
Yeah.
Mika Galval guy.
That's funny. I do know that.
Yeah. And I just think Baby Shark's on another level right now. So, which is Diego Pato Oliveira is tough, but I just like he's got a cool nickname. He looks like a child. He's like 25. He needs to grow facial hair. Even if it's like patchy, he just needs to just send it because it's not going great for him.
Did you see Gordon?
Yeah, I was about to say the same thing. Lee, my wife saw Gordon. Lee saw Gordon. She's like, "Who's this kid?" Like,
So you know that,
somebody put some guy's picture, some kid's picture up on Gordon's page.
Do you know that Iako and Gordon have something in common?
What?
Without facial hair,
Without
they're
facial
both
hair.
like children.
Without facial hair, they're getting carted wherever they go.
I want to see what Iako looks like without facial hair.
You've never seen the picture of him without?
No.
Yeah, I saw him in the military, but
Yeah, we talked about this where like there's the pictures I've seen of him, like more recent ones where he was doing combatives tournaments, and it's like, who let this child fight in combatives tournaments? Why is he so mean?
Why is he so
yeah. Until the other guys goes to sleep. Yeah, like I saw his that one of the Army tournaments that he did, and he just chokes some guy, does a standing choke on some guy. The ref doesn't even know the guy's out, and he walks away. He's already on the sideline, like talking to his wife, and the ref's like, "Oh shit, that guy's asleep."
Oh my god! Also,
Terrible Army refs. Army has terrible refs, I'm
That is
sure.
the thing. Yeah, that is some of the refs that you have in tournaments. Horrible. Like,
But also here, I can tell you from being in Army tournaments, getting choked with uniform compared to getting choked with a gi.
way worse. It's so thin.
Oh, dude, it's like a razor, dude. Like my neck would get jacked up, and sometimes like buttons would fly off and like coming at you like bullets, dude. Like you get jacked up by uniforms when you fight in uniforms.
So the ACUs that had the zippers that make you put tape over the zippers.
We used to just
That
remove them.
Doesn't you have to because the tape
doesn't do
fucking
shit.
help. No.
It's just like when people tape over their earrings. You're like, are you kidding me, bro? That thing is coming. You're just gonna pull your earrings.
Took his shit out, dude.
Yeah.
So, and then Mika Galval versus Cody Steele for the welterweight title. So listen, Cody Steele, all those Brazilian Fight Factory dudes are awesome. Not a great fight for Cody Steele. Mika Galval is a savage, and he won his belt by beating two dudes in one night. PJ Barch, and then I think he fought PJ Barch twice because the other dude pulled out. No. PJ Barch lost. I can't remember if it was his first match. It was at the last one. So he won his first match, and then he fought PJ Barch in the finals and like gave PJ Barch a concussion because they were wrestling. Mika Galval's on another level. I think that he is one of the best grapplers in the world. I would really like to see Mika Galval versus Tynan in a no-gi match.
That'd be good.
That would be fire. Or in a gi. I want to be there for both of them. Maybe they can do
back to back.
Yeah, maybe they can do gi and then do no gi. Earlier first
That'd be
fight on the card,
interesting.
gi, and then last one no gi. We need to make that happen.
Someone should do that, right?
Yeah.
Like you do gi, no gi, and
You know
then
another
winner gets to like, I don't know, decide what the third match is.
You know another match I'd love to see? Lucas Hulk Barbosa versus versus Marigali.
That'd be good.
Yeah. Not in the gi though.
Not
no gi. I'd
interesting.
like to see it because you got that dude who's super explosive. Like, well, we're going to talk about the John Carlo thing too. But
All right.
So then we'll move on to
Who's your pick for Giancarlo?
Well, that's what
That's what I was saying. You got to be leading up to this because I feel we glazed over like one of the big ones. My main card.
But the thing is, it's
Not the main card.
It's not anymore because whenever they got to
not a
renegotiate
title.
Yeah.
Well, it's not a title.
Yeah.
Well, I think Lovato's like now.
Yeah.
officially the
But
main
that's
card.
we're going to talk about.
Also not a title? Is that?
Yeah, no, it's a title. So we're going to talk about Lovato and Pedro Mourinho.
So we're skipping Giancarlo.
No, we're not. We're going to talk about them last because he trains here and that's near and dear to our heart. So that'll be for us, that is the main event. That's how we're going to look at this.
That's fair.
Yep.
That's what I told Flo when I asked for tickets. So
Yeah.
Hopefully we'll be there. By the time you're hearing this, hopefully we're there.
So, and they put on great events. I know that you can't move John Carlo versus Lucas Hulk Barbosa as the main event if that's not a title.
yeah, no.
So they move Pedro Mourinho versus Rafael Lovato. So for me, Pedro Mourinho versus Lovato. Mourinho has a crazy guillotine choke, and he's got good wrestling, but I think Lovato has better jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
And he's longer.
He's so long.
Yeah, and I think his and you look at what he's done lately. We talked about this. I think the match to make after he beats Pedro Mourinho, because if you didn't know, I'm picking Lovato because he's American treasure. I think
It's a songbird of our generation.
I think the fight to make is Gordon Ryan versus Lovato.
Everybody would love to see that.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, you would see
Who's gonna make it happen?
You would see the greatest gi grappler, or greatest American gi grappler, arguably, because there's Mikey Musumeci out there, but like a pioneer for American jiu-jitsu, Brazilian jiu-jitsu in America, however you want to say it, versus another pioneer of no-gi grappling, and not arguably the greatest no-gi grappler of all time.
For sure. And Lovato said he's in the best physical shape of his life.
This is what I was going to talk about. From the first time till I've seen him till now, every time I see him, he looks fitter and fitter and fitter. Like he looks like he's going, like he's getting younger.
He's reversing.
He's reverse aging.
Yeah, what's the Fountain of Youth?
Yes.
Apparently is in Oklahoma
themselves. I don't know what they're doing in there, but he does look hyper fit, hyper trained, hyper ready to go.
Super long.
So on top of the fact that he's got such a high level of skill, he's clearly been training hard. So and it looks like it's on the right areas.
And all he's focused on jiu-jitsu, because for a little while it was MMA and jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
Now he's focused on jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
I think that you go against Lovato, now you're in danger.
I agree.
Yeah.
And he has a really good wrestling coach. So his wrestling's going to be on point. His jiu-jitsu is Rafael Lovato, and you're like, oh yeah, great jiu-jitsu, right? It just speaks for itself. So I'm going to go Lovato. He's going to win that belt.
I agree.
Hands down.
You too?
You say pants down?
Pants down.
Pants down.
That's a different party.
Pants down.
Are you going Lovato too?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. And then let's move on to
Near and dear in our hearts.
the main event.
The main event.
No, I'm anxious to see Lovato, dude.
Yeah. Lucas Hulk Barbosa versus Giancarlo Bodoni. Now, Giancarlo and Lucas Hulk Barbosa have fought twice.
You said 3 times.
Yeah. 3 times.
Yeah.
Like Giancarlo
won
Bodoni
twice.
won 2 of them. That's what I meant to say. And then Hulk won the other one
By decision.
by decision. Now, Giancarlo Bodoni also won by decision in an IBJJF tournament, which has surprised me when I watched it, because I watched it today. Because normally, if it's close and you're fighting a Brazilian,
It goes to the Brazilian.
it goes to the Brazilian, especially whenever the Brazilian is Lucas Hulk Barbosa.
Sir, are you suggesting
That it
That
takes
they're-
you 5 seconds to get neon belly points if you're white as shit. Then if you totally think
Sir.
you do, the knee touches the belly like 3 point. You're like, no, what? No, that's not it. Like, he didn't get it. Like, no, he did. Stop talking to me or I'll DQ you. Yeah, I'm not suggesting that. It is a fact. Not all refs.
It's not a suggestion. It's a.
Yeah, not all.
Did that specifically happen? Was he had neon belly for 5 seconds?
No.
That's just
happened to
a
me.
it just all it happened to him? That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah, it's
Sounds
happened
like
to me.
somebody.
Mostly like IBJJF, though. Like,
That's what I'm talking about. It was
Yeah.
IBJJF.
Yeah, that's
yes,
right.
yeah.
It definitely leans.
Yeah.
When I was just doing IBJJF this summer, like the guy who's like lent me in, he was like not about it, and then my wife started speaking Portuguese to him, and he's like, "Oh yes, cool. Like,
oh, yeah, you're
no
good.
worries.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. See,
I'm like, talk to him.
That's why you married Liz. That makes sense now.
Yeah, and like it's funny whenever you have like when your coach shows up at like the last minute of the match and he starts like the ref starts speaking Portuguese to him, and your coach goes, "Stop!" He's Brazilian. He's like, "Stop speaking Portuguese." He's an American. Speak English. You can. And you're like, "Oh shit!"
I do not know what that was.
dude. So that's the topic for the whole thing, is about how IBJJF is crooked.
No,
I was just checking.
Is that what we're doing?
We're going down that road.
I'm
going on that
not going
road?
to say IBJJF is crooked, but I have lost some matches that I probably should have won, and it's one of those things that a lot of people won't talk about.
Your
but
luck is after this, you'll never be able to compete again.
Yeah,
Right,
they're just
yeah.
gonna
They
roast me.
may, they may just lean a certain way. It's not anywhere near as bad as FIFA.
And also, I think some of it too is styles, right? Like, if you look at my jiu-jitsu style, I'm more of a wrestler. I play a top game, and if the referee is a like more of a guard guy, and I'm fighting someone who is more of a guard guy, and I almost passed their guard 6 times, and he reguards me, he's going to look that different than like what the actual rules.
I agree.
Yeah.
So,
No, I mean, I'm serious. Like a lot of times you're like clearly, or if you know the guy's background, you're like, this guy's all about this. And so of course he credits more to whatever his game is. That's what
It's through his lens. Yeah.
Through his lens, it's going to have it's very
It's like,
hard
he's
to
doing a
beat.
good job getting that guard back almost or whatever.
but again, it's all subjective. It's the referees like
It's very easy to be subjective.
Yeah, and I also think that it's like a joke. Like when you talk about like, I fought a Brazilian and I lost ref's decision, and you're like when you're a black belt, like it's a thing that happens, and you hear a lot of like Americans like talk about it, like, hey, like I lost. It's kind of a funny thing, and then sometimes like you look at the match and you're like, no, you lost that. You just sucked that match. And then sometimes you look at it and you're like, you won that, and you actually lost. So it's a thing. So like
It happens,
I try
but,
to like, and this is the way jiu-jitsu should be. I try to just submit the dude.
Yeah.
Because then there's no
way to muddy the waters. But I mean, I think that's with a lot of things. I think that's just with fight sports too, right? It's hard to pick any like.
So that's that influencing your pick on the John Carlo fight?
John Carlo's going to win.
Well, let's choose number one.
I think he's going to submit him because their most recent match, John Carlo submitted him at ADCC. And again, the crazy thing to me is the match that was a submission only match, Barbosa won, but it was very boring. He took him, got a really good double leg on him, like a blast double, and then just kind of held him. So like, if that happens, I don't think that John Carlo will allow that to happen. I think if he takes him down, cool, but like I think John Carlo's just gonna sit and then work his butterfly guard. And then submit him.
My pick would be John Carlo, but I'm just concerned. I'll just throw this in there to keep it. This isn't a. I'm not trying to backdoor out of this. I'm just concerned that with all the travel he's been doing recently, I'm wondering, because he got thrown on in this and he is just coming off all this back-to-back travel. I'm wondering if I know he trains hard, but that would be my only concern with John Carlo.
He is a very the cool thing about John Carlo is he is a very competition focused grappler, and he also teaches an amazing jiu-jitsu class.
Dude. PhD level jiu-jitsu. I mean, clearly he's coming from New Wave, and that's the game over there because they're, But when you go to his classes, the first time I ever sat in a class with John Carlo, usually it's like you go to a jiu-jitsu class and the guy's like, all right, you want to add a little weight to the back, you want to be kind of do this and kind of do that, And when you go to John Carlo's class, he goes, you want to be approximately 72% biased to the right, insert weight here, push this, their big toe should be here while the other toe is here. You're just like, dude, like you got to take notes.
That's so right.
He's very specific, but everything, you follow everything that guy says, they're killer moves.
I just totally forgot what we're talking about.
He also tells you like the reason why. Also,
because he explains everything.
Exactly, he does it so well too. Like his vocabulary is so amazing. Like I was like, holy shit!
The funny thing is, like, I know John Carlo. I've known him for a while before the first time I ever got on the mats with him and took a class from him, and he doesn't say much, man. He's pretty stoic, dude. And you get on the mats and you're like, what the? I was not ready for this, dude.
Right.
Just like, like writing it down, like, but the way he explains things, he explains them in such incredible detail.
Every time I've talked
He's
to
very detail oriented.
He reminds me of like growing up, you'd see those guys who were like high level wrestlers and they'd be like a little bit different.
Yeah.
Like they'd be smiling, but there'd be nothing to smile about. Like gears are turning.
So you say you're growing up. Like how old were you when you started wrestling?
I'm about to kick you out your fucking.
Would you say it was 3 or 4?
I'm a fuck
5, something like that.
You know what? All right, cool. Heroes Jiu-Jitsu on Friday. Both get that shit kicked out. He's got that thing where you're like, oh, this guy's an assassin.
Yeah.
Very nice. Like shakes
So
your hand,
nice.
but you're just kind of looking at him. You're like, oh, there's something else going on over there.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Yep. You've seen it.
Yeah.
When I'm in his class, I feel like The Hangover when he's like doing like all the math in his head.
Yeah,
What
dude.
is
Exactly.
awesome.
Like all the numbers and stuff.
Like count cards a bit.
I've never
I've
been in one of those classes.
Oh, really?
You should probably
Straight
go
up
for it.
beautiful mind.
Well, so the thing is, I usually teach
Yeah.
his classes, and I just try not to fuck up.
Yeah.
Like I'm like, because the dudes are going from John Carlo Badoni
Patrick Miller. To Patrick Miller. Who the fuck is this chucklehead?
Patrick teaches an outstanding class
yeah, he
too.
does.
But I'm very
It's a different situation.
It's more like, like in John Carlos' class, if somebody raised their hand and be like, so am I should be gripping the wrist? He goes, you want to grip the wrist, but just with these two fingers and make sure that your hand's here. And Pat's like, you're like, should I grip his wrist? And we're like, well, do you want to fucking win this thing or what?
Thank you so much. That's very nice of you guys. But I feel like John Carlos teaching at Harvard and I'm teaching at a high school with astronauts.
No, I don't know. No, I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that. I'd say John Carlos teaching at Harvard and you're teaching at FSU, dude. Florida State, like the party college.
Arizona
ASU. Arizona State, dude.
You did just win pans. Like you have some.
It's still an accredited college.
Yeah, you're barely. Yeah,
it's regionally accredited. Regionally
University.
No, you're better than Phoenix.
You sell yourself short.
Yeah.
You're a great instructor.
I really appreciate that. That's awesome. Also, that being said, I still think high school with ashtrays. It's also funny.
I honestly appreciate when I get on the mats, my style is I just want to get to it, dude. Give me the gist and let me go work it out. So sometimes after a while, I'm like, all right, dude, enough, cut us loose. Let me go try this on somebody a couple times.
That's my problem.
And then come around and tell me I'm fucking it up.
So I also
that's the military way though.
Thank you. Yeah. There's so many guys though that come in here that are just high level dudes.
Yeah.
Today, Casey Hellenberg. If you don't know who Casey Hellenberg is, and you watch Gordon Ryan versus Casey Hellenberg, that'll show you who Casey is. Awesome, very smart, very strong, very good. He's a little heavy right now because he's getting back into it, but that dude's an assassin. And when he's in there, I'm like, we're just gonna teach a few things, and I'm looking at Casey, and he's just shaking his head, all right, we're good. I'm teaching the right thing.
I see this, so I'll be honest with you, that is not transparent. Sometimes because we get that a lot, you get these celebrities in here, and it doesn't matter if it's you or one or the other. I see the person who's all right, we're gonna do this, and just make sure you do this, and then they'll look over to the guy, and he's like, yep, and you're like, okay, so that's what we're doing.
Well, the crazy part is on any given day in the afternoon at 12 o'clock, we'll have 6-10 black belts on the mats.
It's insane.
It's insane.
Yeah.
Fridays, what do you know what the record was for a Heroes Jiu Jitsu? It's something stupid.
70 people.
70 people.
And I think we had 13 black belts.
13.
And I wasn't even here.
Baker's dozen.
That's why they all showed up.
Yeah.
Pat's not here. Fuck yeah.
When I was going to when I trained in Virginia or in Florida or any of the other places that I lived, you'd be lucky if there'd be one black belt. You'd be like, hey, dude, so and so show up, calls. So and so's coming. He's a brown belt. And it's just about you'd be happy about that. Yeah. And then you come here in Austin and forget it. You show up and it's a black beltorama, dude.
Again though, if you look at where we're located, Six Blades is right down the road.
Yeah.
You could walk there.
Yeah.
You need water, but you
it might take you all day, but yeah.
That's what I'm saying. And then New Wave, not very far.
It's about to be closer.
Yeah, B team, not very far.
Not far at all. I trained at Gracie Hamida South when it was. Now it's B team now. Yeah, but it's that gym. But it was when it was Hamida South or Hamida Austin.
Yeah, exactly. It's so painful. Yeah. Although
honestly, I like their new gym better.
Yeah, the new spot's awesome. Again,
Dude, it's sweet.
I'm a huge fan of the ability to open a garage door.
Do they have a garage door?
It's right there on the mats,
The new one is it's got, I'd probably say they're just short, if not the same amount of mat space that we have.
I think we have 100 more down there.
Oh, really?
But it's a weird
us here?
Yes.
But it's a weird angle.
It's a weird angle, though.
That angle makes it weird, and there's windows right there.
And then it's like a spoon.
But
it's long and then it opens up.
But the garage door is good. But when I was
a ladle.
we were there a week ago, and the bathroom was all jacked up. They're getting the bathroom redone. So
yeah, but
there's one bathroom is a problem.
Yeah. But they're renovating. It's gonna be nice.
And there's a shower though.
Yeah,
there's a shower down there.
That's big.
I love it being climate controlled here. Yeah. I love the ability of AC heat. But also I think there's a thing when it's the summertime where you can just turn the AC off, turn the fans on, open the garage door and get to work. Mm-hmm. That is one of the cool, throw some reggae music on and just attack each other. That's probably one of my favorite things to do. It's cold now and I hate it, but that's where it's nice.
I'm going to tell you the secret reason I love this. And if you can agree or disagree, but I sweat like a pig, dude. I sweat like crazy, especially in gi. And when the door's up and the sun's up, everybody's sweating, and I don't feel like I'm the only person sweating my balls off.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, dude, let's get friendly with this. Like, I don't care. We're swimming in sweat. Let's do this.
Yeah, but
My
I
first school-
100% agree with
Yeah.
you. And like me, like,
You're like, fuck it, we're all sweating.
Like everyone will be doing, I'll have them doing line drills and stuff, and they're sweating. I'm just standing there coaching. I'm
Yeah.
sweating. I'm like, yeah, I'm doing so much stuff too, guys.
Yeah, dude, but like I don't mind it. But it sucks when it's the opposite.
Yeah.
When you're the only one sweating after warm ups, and you're like, dude, am I the only one working here? What's
Yeah,
going
but
on? You're like,
these fucking kids.
I'm just gonna sweat in your eyeballs.
Like you get a kid like Cody, right? Like
Yeah.
he's a kid, he's like 25.
Yeah.
But he's never gonna experience like what it's like to be in a steel building with no insulation and it being cold as shit. And then the coach has a kerosene heater.
That's how it was a brag. It was just in a garage with doors up all the time, dude. Or even worse, like you're in that, like you go to one like that, it's doors up and it's just old wrestling mats. It's not like posh, nice ass mats and shit.
Yeah.
It's like sticky fucking mats, dude. And there's big gaps between the mats and shit.
Don't get your toe cut.
On my right ankle, like right here, it doesn't grow any hair because it was burned off by those kerosene jet engines they used to like.
Yeah, that sideline heater, dude.
Those things are awesome though.
Yeah.
Right.
Burn your hair off.
Yeah, because I was rolling and I got too close. I was like trying to do an arm bar and I got too close to the heater and I was
kick
like,
it?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
there goes all the hair on that leg.
Dude, I went to this jiu-jitsu place in San Antonio, and they have the elevated mats like we do, the elevated mat, and we went all the way to the edge, and my foot went off, and my shin just raked down, and it ripped all the skin off. I was like,
It's like doing box jumps.
oh yeah, dude, when you miss, you like overestimate your talent.
You're too tired to get up there.
Dude, we did that. I did that too because my buddy, his name is Todd Rocco. He's an absolute specimen. I was in the military with, and we were at a park, and we're like, we're gonna do box jumps. He's like, hey, on what? He's like, I'll just put the tailgate down on my truck, and we'll do it in my truck.
That's so tall.
That double, like, I almost broke both my shins,
So
dude.
they got those new boxes now that have like, they're like, it's not wood, it's like padded.
Yeah, love them.
Yeah,
Those are
they're
nice.
amazing. Although you do run a risk with those too.
Yeah.
Because if you have them on like mats, and it's not stable because
it's not as stable as the wood ones.
So
dude.
you clip the edge of that,
Yeah.
you're not going to tear your shins up, but you might break your
It just
face.
falls out from under you, but it's like, you know.
Yeah. Is that like in the army? Whenever someone falls, like you just see him like go like this.
Yeah.
Like what do you do? He's like shoveling all my cool points to you.
Yeah, there you go. I got it.
We were at Kuwait going to chow, and there was like a split in like the T-walls that people had to walk through. But for some reason, we're on a base, and they have concertina wire there. And we were walking back one night, and this dude had full kit on. Again, we're in Kuwait. I don't have full kit on. And he had his nods up, and he climbs through the concertina wire, trips and falls, and fucking kicks himself in the back of the head so hard. And the only thing that stopped him was like his nods. Like he was full
Scorpion,
on, like,
dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Like, my friends are assholes, and my buddy Butcher like pointed at him and started
dude.
laughing.
Endless,
and
dude.
He's like, "Oh my god!" He's like, "Did you see that guy?" Like he's still on the ground. Like where you're laughing at him, but he might be.
He might be injured.
Yeah, the rule is you got to be like, you all right, bro?
Yeah,
I'm
they
good.
didn't-
And then you'd be like, you suck.
Yeah, they didn't. I like helped him up. I was like, "Are you okay?" And like try to help him up, and he was like, "Push my hand away.
Get the fuck away from me.
Yeah, I'm
I
like,
need your help.
Yeah, I'm like,
apparently you do, man.
You might need my help.
That honestly seems impressive, kicking yourself in the back of the head.
dude, that's
Yeah,
the
bro.
Scorpion,
with the
dude.
plate carrier on. Well, sorry, IOTV. Yeah. Did you ever have to wear an IOTV?
Yeah. I've worn it all, man. That's what I was gonna say. Like, this is the Hollywood image of CQB, of like, you know, like a bunch of pipe hitters going into a room and kicking ass. It's always so calculated and beautiful and everything. That is not, it couldn't be farther from the truth. There isn't anybody on a hostage rescue team who has done CQB or done any kind of direct action, like going in on a raid, that hasn't busted their ass at least once. But dude, you're going into a strange house in the dark.
Yeah.
You know, whether you're under nods or under broad daylight, like somebody's tripping over something, dude, and you fall down. And the rule is, if you fall down, you stay down because you don't want to interfere with the people coming behind you.
Yeah.
So they just walk right over you. So you want to add insult to injury, like you shotgun a door, kick it in, and then you take 2 steps and you slip and fall on your ass, and then all your buddies walk over and they love to do this. They just look at you as they come by, like, see you at the backside. You know, like, now you know you're going to be laying there, so you have to wait for the last guy to pick you up because to be safe. And now you're like, fuck, I was number 1 man. Now I'm number 10 man.
This is coming from a guy who's done a whole bunch of CQB.
Yeah, dude.
I've deployed and done it a whole bunch.
And busted my ass a lot.
Yeah. I have a question though.
Yeah.
Why do you take a knee when you change a mag?
That's to let That's to let everybody know that that's what you're doing.
Yeah, but like, you don't need someone to pick you up if you could just do a mag change roll.
True, I agree. I never cared for it. And usually when you get into the high level stuff, you don't do that anymore because it happens so fast. But we also don't. You also don't, like, when you're in a live objective, you don't change mags like that. Which means, like, if my mag goes empty on my weapon, I'm going for my sidearm. And I'm going to continue fighting. And it's not till all the fighting's done that I drop and take a knee. Yeah. That's just to let everybody else. Don't move to the next room until I'm fully up.
It's like, because they always teach that. And I would tell my guys, like, hey, don't fucking do that.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I would rather, also, like, I would rather be standing, just like, so if I'm doing a mag change, that means there's like, if I'm doing like a hasty one, that means there might be a threat coming towards me.
Yeah.
I want to be fucking standing.
I agree.
Yeah, like, that was really loud. It's gonna sound horrible, but yeah, like, I want to be standing. Like, that's like when we'd be like dudes would, like, they would like face out, take a knee, and you're like, there's people around you. Don't take a fucking knee.
Yeah.
You'd have like Joe's that take, like, no, get away from that.
A part of that is
the fuck up.
Part of that comes from the shoot house too, because if you're firing live in a shoot house, the rule is you got to take a knee and face a wall to do it, you know, with all the people in the room. That way you're not facing out, you don't screw up. And so it turned from this safety thing to this like written rule.
Yeah.
But there is some validity to it because it does let everybody know, don't advance without me because I'm fixing something that's going wrong here.
Shot bullets though, you could just be like, hey guys, hold on.
But like, there's also, they have like what's called a shot and go. Like, I don't want to give up all the keys to the kingdom, but like if you yell shot, everybody freezes. Yeah. And so that's if you have to take a shot, you don't want somebody walking in front of you. Yeah. And so I would say, like, we've used that before. You're like, shot, everybody freezes, you fix something, you're like, go, and like everybody goes. As long as it's going to be quick, you can do a shot go.
I fucking hate the taking a knee thing.
Yeah.
They do that, like, so if you're on a mountain or something like that, or you're in the jungle, like, it's okay. Like, take a knee. But if you're in a city, like, stand the fuck up, especially if there's people walking around you.
Yeah.
Like, right? Because, like, if someone actually wants to come towards me and do something, I'd rather be fucking standing.
Yeah.
Like, I hate that.
Why is it okay in a mountain?
On top of a mountain.
Because I'm tired of climbing a mountain.
No one fucking around you.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. I mean, I can see that. And probably when you get to like high level CQB and you're with a team that you've been integrated with for a long time, less of that happens. Like you have more internal lingo and stuff like that. And you have all kinds of pro words, things that you say so that people understand that you need a second to get your shit together. But also you practice it so much, it doesn't take you but a second. Yeah. Like, it's not like I'm kneeling there a long time to change mags. My mag changes happen like, you know, pretty fast. So, like, by the time I get down to a knee, I'm up. Let's go.
I get it. I think, like, just from all like the stuff that I always just hated that.
Could it also be so someone, if someone does come, one of your teammates could shoot over your head too?
Yeah, it also clears the field of fire. Yeah,
maybe. But again, though, for me, if someone is coming at me, and let's say one of those guys can't do that, and like, you know, you're not always going to have 4 dudes in a stack. Sometimes you're only going to have 2.
Yeah.
Like, I want to be up because if someone's coming at me, like, I want to be able to fucking like fight that dude. I don't know. I could be wrong. You know, I mean, I'm like, again, high school with ashtrays, and you have Harvard.
That's why CQB doesn't have rules. It has principles.
Yeah. And
same with fighting on the mats. Like, you know, somebody's going to tell you to do it one way, and you're going to be like, man, I keep getting crushed doing it that way, and I do it this way.
Yeah. No, 100%. I was just curious.
It's true. I know exactly what you're talking about, and I know what it stems from. But
I think if you're like, you know,
because if we're silent and we're not saying anything, it's just my way of communicating to everybody that I'm not ready to go.
Yeah, but if shit is like live though,
if shit goes live, we'll do it live.
Yeah, do it live. I don't need to take a knee.
Dude, I'm telling you, you're in the house and it goes live. Like, it goes like they're shooting in close quarters. It's over so fast. It's so chaotic, dude. Like, if you don't have like a whole bunch of training under your belt, like, and people don't know which way things are going, like, it could get real ugly really fast. I've been in intense shoot house situations like that where, like, I almost walked right in front of somebody's barrel, but they were switched on, you know, right as they shot, you know, and like, you get used to it. But when you're cleared hot for a target and you go in there and there's actually shooting in the target, it's insane. But like, things really do move in slow-mo when you're doing it. If you got a lot of reps under your belt and you do it and everything's working in kind of conjunction and it's all working in concert, it's a beautiful thing. But dude, when you're done, you're like, I can't believe that just happened, dude.
The adrenaline that you dump that you get after all of everything's over.
Yeah, it's over. It's only when it's over. Like, a lot of people think that, like, because I usually didn't experience, because I'm like super in the zone. Like, when you go from the second you step off the bird or the vehicle or whatever, you're so engaged in the moment. Like, you don't even think, everything is like, you know, you're just thinking about all the things, all the intelligence that you got and all the things. It's as soon as you get back on the bird, and that's when you're like, whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The problem is when you're not cool enough to get on a bird and you have to get back in a fucking vehicle.
Yeah, I've been there too. Dude.
Yeah, no, I know you have. I'm just saying,
there's times I walked back. Dude.
you get back and you just stop and you're like, I can't believe all the shit that just happened. Like, and you're like, Kurt, you just killed a guy,
Dude. I was on a mission. I remember we were on a mission. We were landing
quickly.
We were landing in Pavlos. We were in they're big birds, man. They just decommission them. They don't even fly them anymore. But we fly into this mission in Ramadi, and it's this big palace complex. They're gonna have 2 helicopters over the roof, fast roping dudes on the roof while simultaneously we come to the ground. It's a joint operation between us us.
Wait, let me add something for the viewers. Ramadi, beautiful, barely touched.
Beautiful,
by the
yeah, just a gorgeous vacation spot if you ever get a chance to go.
You usually get a timeshare.
Yeah, so whoever this is like a heavy hitter because he's got a big palace complex with a big wall and multi buildings and this big cupola on top of his house and stuff. So they're gonna fast rope people from 2 UH-60s onto the top simultaneously. While snipers take out guards from this, while we come from the ground, and we're there with it's the Polish Grom, their tier 1 unit. So we're doing a partner hit with these guys, and the intelligence guys come in before we go in, and they're like, "Hey, the landing zone where you guys landed, we think it may be a rice paddy." And we're like, "Dude, this is Iraq." Like, it's a dirt lot. Trust us. Like, we've been to every dirt lot. And like, we're pretty sure it looks like from all the footage, like they may have a rice paddy there. And sure enough, that Pavlo goes in and it touches down. Like, we come acing in, the helicopters and everything, and the tailgate comes down. The tailgate's down as we're going 50. There's a 50 cal gunner on the tailgate. He gets out of the way and we go running out and we sink in knee deep in a rice paddy.
I've never seen a rice paddy.
Neither have I. Neither have I.
Well, technically you have one. You see one.
So the helicopter's buried in this crap. Now it's wheels deep in the shit. And now we're knee deep in it, and it's like 30 yards from us to the target, and it is the slowest trudge, and you just feel totally exposed. And I remember it was like crawling through the mud in this rice paddy, and then we got up, and I remember we came off, we took a picture in the back, and everybody's like, where the hell were you guys? We're just covered in mud. They're like, was this in Afghanistan? And you're like, no, dude, this is in Iraq. Dude. Where'd you find all this mud, dude? So the point is, like, nothing ever goes like you think it would.
When they irrigate their crops,
I guess it did go like they think it would. It just didn't go like I thought it would.
When they irrigate their crops over there, it's the grossest fucking thing, and they use it to like their advantage. Like, they know that if they shoot at you, you have to drive around because you know that even if you have a fucking Bradley, you drive in there, Bradley's going to be down. Like the fucking tracks are gone.
Yeah,
like that thing is like you're all the way down, and you can't go left or right because you're going to throw a fucking track.
Yeah.
So then they're like, dismounts, get out, and then you're trying to run.
You're like, this is gonna go way better. Wait, get out of the metal vehicle.
And then it's like, they started shooting RPGs at us, and they weren't the explosions weren't that bad because it was going in like that fucking mud. But it was still blowing up and shooting shrapnel everywhere, and you're trying to run, and you're just like, who did this? Who did
in Iraq? In Iraq, dude, I've been in parts of Iraq that look like straight Vietnam, like triple canopy jungle. Like when you get down where the rivers come together in southern Iraq, dude, it's insanely thick. Dude.
I saw a tiger in Iraq once.
A tiger?
Yeah.
Oh, there was all those animals that escaped from
tiger?
the zoo.
Yeah. Okay.
So all the zoo animals that escaped.
That makes more sense.
So there's this guy.
I guess they had a polar bear there too. Saddam's sons had a polar bear and a tiger and shit. There's all these crazy animals running around the airport. At Biap,
yeah. So we were like some guys died from the 82nd. It was like a really bad day, and we went out there to pull security for them so they can move. And I was in the turret of a Bradley, and I've got the thermal on, and I'm looking, and I'm like, hey, what's up? Looks like that's a big dog. And I like it's like on the lecture, it's like it looks like a Falcor, like dog, giant dog. That's a tiger.
Oh shit, dude!
Yeah,
it's a fluffy.
You guys
like
see that? It looks like the never-ending story.
And I was like scanned over, and I was like watching it. I was like, it's a fucking tiger. Like, and I tell my platoon, I was like, hey, like, look over here. Like, we scanned over, and he's like, it's a fucking tiger. I was like, tiger. Yeah, like, what do we do? He's like, keep the hatches closed. Like, what do you want?
Dude, that's like straight up from the interview with the.
You better cut punch that tiger.
Hey, there's a tiger coming in. Hey, bro. I mean, you showed incredible incredible patience and reserve there because I guarantee if it was my team and somebody's like, I see a tiger in the bushes, somebody's coming home with a tiger coat, dude.
Wait,
we just shot the shit out of that thing, dude.
Time we were walking through Palmers, my first deployment.
Plus, if it's an Iraqi tiger, it's pretty emaciated. They're probably just looking for MRE trash.
That
dude,
tiger
right?
was full on
fat?
jacked because it was
eating goats and shit, dude.
Dogs and shit.
Oh yeah,
He was eating good for a while.
He's an apex predator.
clearly.
Yeah, and also they
Taking
don't have
camels
a lot
down
of-
and
they
shit
don't
by
have a lot of fucking
himself.
tigers
So
over there.
somebody, when we were on buy-up, they said there was some kind of crazy like wildcat loose. Like I'd see.
Yeah, it's called a tiger.
So one time I was standing
thought you
outside.
said one.
We had some shitty old house, dude, and I'm standing out there, and there's a drain that comes from the roof, like a downspout that comes from the roof, and a fucking mongoose climbed out of it, and I almost shit my pants, dude, one time because I was taking a quickie saw around the train, and I was like, did you guys just see that? And I was like, dude, it was like some kind of crazy cat raccoon hybrid, and we were calling it catcoon for a while, dude. And then we saw it again. I was like, oh shit, it's a mongoose, dude. It was a mongoose. And it was where that old zoo was. And then one day we were driving down the road, and everybody kept saying that there was this big cat on the loose, like bobcat creature on the loose, and like we thought it was a joke. And then one day I'm driving over to where the Air Force hospital is one time and just driving a truck, and sure enough, across the road, I was like, oh shit, dude. I was like, dude, where's a catcoon when you need it, man?
So we were doing sniper missions in Baghdad, and one of my buddies, we were like 3-man team, and he was a saw gunner, and we were doing that. And he was like, we heard this fucking noise, and it sounded like a dog and a chick or a rooster combined. It's like chicken dog. Like you got real countries, like they got chicken dogs everywhere.
I bet that dog.
Yeah, can I pet that dog?
I bet that dog.
You guys like dogs?
Probably one of the greatest stories ever, and I can't remember the town, but it's up near Kurdistan. We were driving through, and the Bravo on my team, fantastic operator. His name is Kerry, a fantastic guy. I'll love him forever, dude. He runs a great foundation now for vets. Like he has a horse ranch, and that he does it. Just a little shout out for him. But we're riding in vehicles.
What's the horse ranch called?
It's called the 535 Foundation.
535. Go check it out.
Yeah, check it out. Thanks, Kerry. That's for Kerry Baus and Sularu and Jeremy Troster and a couple guys from my team. Like
Sularu.
They didn't someday I'll come back and tell you the famous Sularu stories.
Yeah.
He's legendary as an operator. But and he was a French Foreign Legion guy. So so
He did both.
Yeah.
He likes to party.
You gotta hear some of these stories.
Nothing. You ain't heard nothing yet.
That's a whole podcast.
I've heard a few of those. I've heard a few of
That'll
those,
be in
yeah.
Matt's drunk history when I put together my drunk
I'm
history.
telling you guys, we need to do we're going to do this. Bueno, we're going to do this. We're going
Shout out
to
to
do,
Bueno.
yeah, we're going to do a podcast.
It's
where
good.
We make alcoholic mixed drinks with Bueno.
Yes.
Because we like to party.
And just give our bullshit versions of history. So we're riding through this town, dude, and the way we used to do it is like the vehicles we used to have is before the armor craze went nuts. Like this is circa like 2003, right? We're still light fighting. It's still
You didn't have fucking doors.
yeah, dude. There was no doors. That's what I'm saying. And so as an operator, you sat in the back seat facing out the vehicle. So I'm facing out this way in the back seat, facing out. Carrie's on the other side facing. So we're back to back in the vehicle facing out, pulling security, headed through this town, and the town has just been obliterated. Like it's rubble. It looks like something straight off The Walking Dead. And as you're doing that, you're keying your mic and you're calling out things you see. Hey, check out this rooftop. Oh, hey, there's this guy over here. Or hey, watch, there's a lady standing on the corner. And you're just calling it so everybody can see, and the gunner up there can see what's going on.
You see these 4 dudes on this one moped?
Yeah, exactly. So you're calling out there like this and that and that, and then I get this crazy call. This was hilarious to me. I hope you find it as funny as me. And it's like, hey, watch out! There's a guy on the roof up there. Hey, well, there's a couple guys on a moped. Watch there. It looks like they're turning off. And then you hear the brake squelch, and it's Carrie, and goes, horse on fire. And I was like, and everybody's like, what? And I turn around, I look through, and sure enough, and there's like a roundabout, and in the middle of the roundabout, there's a dead horse, and there's like a campfire right in the middle of the horse. Like the horse is burning in the middle, and he just turns and looks at me and winks. He's like, wink, like I told you. And I was like, he's like, horse on fire. And like somebody is like, wow, we can't move this horse, and it's starting to stink up, so we'll just light it on fire, dude.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah, you can't. It's surreal. The stuff you see in combat
shit out there,
cannot be explained.
The thing is, it's not boredom, right? Because you're not bored, but you're not bored, and it's the people around you that you're there with that just make you go like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah.
Like, what is? No, you can't say that. I mean, you can, but you can't. But Yeah, it's the thing. Like again, like a lot of deployments is like it's hours upon hours of boredom with like seconds of sheer terror.
Yeah, nice. That's the truth. And those guys were all so good. Like I felt comfortable. The nice thing is you could joke around a lot. You know, like we kidded around a lot, but it's because those guys they're so switched on and you know it, and so you feel comfortable doing it. But we got into some pretty hairy stuff.
I was in
and made a lot of jokes, and that was also circa the time that Dave Chappelle came out with the Prince. No. I mean, remember the Prince? Charlie Murphy story. And so it was crazy. Every time we went into a house, dude, somebody was jumping on somebody's couch and put their boots all over their couch.
Your couch.
Yeah, dude. So it was,
That's
it was
awesome.
Insane, but it was, and we've got a lot of helmet cam. That was when helmet cams first came out too. So we got a lot of great footage of that.
People start wearing helmet cams.
Yeah. But like lots of crazy stuff from Fallujah. And so there's all this stuff from Fallujah, part 1, part 2, or whatever. And it's rockets flying by and do this. And you'll look over and on somebody's helmet cam and the guy will look over and he'll make some stupid joke. You're like, dude, I can't believe we're getting rocketed and mortared right now. And this guy's joking about Charlie Murphy, dude. But it's the only thing you can do to can't take your mind off it. Dude.
Yeah. I was walking through a palm grove outside of Baghdad and a cobra.
Yeah, dude.
Full hood out.
Yeah, I saw a cobra in Afghanistan, dude. I almost crapped my pants, dude. Under nods, too. I was like, whoa, what is that?
Looking at me eye to eye.
Yeah.
He was like from where we are. And my team was like, Sergeant White, come here. And he fucking walks over, scares the cobra away. And he's like, hey, what you want, bro? I was like, there was a fucking cobra about to bite my face off. And like, you scared it away. And he's like, you called me over here because there's a fucking. He's like, why didn't you shoot it?
Cobras are not small, bro.
Yeah, I was like,
they're big, bro.
Yeah, I didn't want to move.
But somebody told me, I never saw one, but somebody said, because Afghanistan has cheetahs. Like like Iran and Afghanistan, there are cheetahs.
And monkeys.
Yeah. Well, monkeys for sure. I've seen monkeys in a bunch of countries, but I've never seen a cheetah, and I've never seen one, but I've seen people who have seen them, and you're like, bro, what do you do? Like, if you're on foot, and you're like, oh, there's a cheetah. I don't think they'd like be inclined to attack you, but still you'd be like, dude, is this happening, dude? It's like, it's so surreal, dude. Is that a fucking cheetah?
You have so much
I've only ever seen them on TV.
You have so much faith in animals. You're like, shark don't want to bite you.
Yeah, they don't.
Yeah, right. Cheetah don't want to bite you.
No, sharks do want to bite you, but that's all they want to do is just bite you.
They don't want to eat you.
They don't want to eat you.
Yeah.
They never hear about humans getting eaten. They get bitten by sharks. So they're like, oh, they were eaten by a shark. No, they were bitten by a shark. Yeah. And that was it. It killed them.
This ain't Jaws. They're trying to eat you.
Yeah.
That bullshit movie.
I think wasn't it based on real thing? Didn't that shark really eat people?
No, that wasn't based. Jaws was based on a true story. Maybe.
There was some sort of shark in like the fresh water in like New Jersey, between like New Jersey and Delaware or something.
I mean, bull sharks go like the fresh water.
Yeah, but bull sharks who go in brackish water, they can do fresh or salt. But I was telling people this. So I was a diver or two in the military, like on the special operations side. So that's what Pat's talking about. I spent a lot of time in the water. I've seen a lot of sharks. But so I was on a dive team, so. Like you kind of get used to seeing them. I mean, the first time you see them, don't get me wrong, a little pee comes out. Like yo, right? When you see it in the water with you. And after a while, you kind of realize that but the first time I ever saw a great white, I wasn't in the water, I was on a boat. I was on a 28-foot boat. And that sucker was about a 16-footer. And I remember
jumping on its back.
No. But we were in like 2,000 feet of water. And it came up to the surface because we had seen a bunch of turtles, like sea turtles, loggerheads on the surface. So it's probably hunting loggerheads because they're out after the jellyfish.
Hey, sea turtles, puppies of the ocean.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Right. And they're big too. And this thing comes up to the surface and dude, we were starstruck. I was on a 28-foot boat and it didn't feel big enough, dude. It did not feel big enough. And the thing just came up straight up like movie style, dorsal fin out, just tracking the boat like this. And dude, all I can remember is like in my mind, I was like, it's as big around as like, you ever seen like a soda machine, like a vending machine?
I have seen one before.
Yeah, dude. But, you know what I'm talking about? Like the girth of this thing was that big around. I was like, dude, yeah, it's like, it would swallow you. Not like it wouldn't have to chew. It could just gulp you down and take you. It could take you like a fucking Motrin, dude. Like I was driving the boat and I walked away from the wheel and I'm just staring at this thing. All three of us on the boat have phones and it swims down, it swims away, and we all looked at each other. Not a single one of us took a picture because we were all like, "Oh shit, dude, nobody got a picture," because we were just like starstruck. And I remember calling we called a buddy of ours that was a charter boat captain that worked up in the Keys. And man, we just saw this big ass shark, dude. Like huge. What was it? A mako or something? Like what was it? And he goes, no, it was a great white. And we're like, doing it like, you know,
I would have just went to the back.
and dude, like, because like you said, we're like a great white. No, it can't be a great white. Those are like in South Africa and shit. He's like, dude, I see like 10 or a dozen of them a year. They come right through a migratory path. I was like, what the fuck, man? Like we swim in these waters, dude. You're gonna hold that shit. Like you should have told us about that. That was the first time I ever saw one. I nearly crapped my pants, but I had seen other ones, and I saw a juvenile one on a dive. I was like 80 feet down, and one swam by me, but it didn't even give me the time of day. It just swam right by us. But it was one of the coolest experiences ever. And we came up, everybody were like, we didn't shut up about it for an hour. It just passed like it was on its way to work. Like, what's up, Phil? You know, but
it's like Jaws is like a documentary, and so is the Meg and the Meg too.
No, the Meg's real. That's really
That's real.
a true story.
Thank God for Jason Statham.
Yeah. But I honestly, sharks aren't nearly as scary as some of the other shit that's
Like a bear?
Yeah, bears in the water. Yeah, water bears.
Water bears, yeah.
You said water bear is a thing.
Water bear.
In the water. I mean, it's like when on all the dives and things that I'm doing, like. If a shark comes to get you, you'll never see it coming, dude. You'll never see it coming.
What about a killer whale?
That would be like. There's people who go and swim in them. Like I'm like, bro. I don't know, dude, because
right?
they're the only intelligent mammal, like carnivore species that is actively pursued and attacked, like boats and stuff. I'm like, you feel like you've been to SeaWorld a little too much, bro.
Yeah.
Like if that guy one day, I mean, because they eat sea lions, bro. And like, if you've ever been in the water next to it, that's what I'm talking about. If you go to California and you get in the water with a sea lion, they're vicious. If they're very territorial. If you leave them alone, that's fine, but they'll come right up to you. Like sharks usually, they're at a distance. You see them, they either are looking you up or they don't want anything to do with you. Sea lions, they come right up and get in your mouth. It's like, what's up, dude? You're just like, whoa. And all you see is that big mouth. And you don't realize how big they are until you're in the water from you. You're like, fuck, man, this thing is 300 or 400 pounds.
Oh my God.
It's fucking huge, dude.
And sharks play with them, or not sharks, but
yeah, and great.
Yeah.
or killer whales
whales,
play
yeah.
with them.
Flying through the air and stuff. Like it would make such quick work of you, dude. You wouldn't, like, that's it. And have you ever seen that video where the killer whale kills the great white?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Like,
And there's like 6 of them.
rips its liver out right in front of everybody.
Always a
dude.
big pod,
They get pods,
Yeah, and they work together. Oh, dude, they're like the internet, dude. They like, talk and shit, dude. Like, yeah, bro. That's what I'm saying. Like, they're not just like, they can be scary and highly intelligent and all this. Like sharks, I feel like, high school GED equivalent.
High school with cigarettes.
But dude,
ashtrays.
yeah, dude, like orcas are straight up Harvard, dude.
People are gonna start saying that more now. High school with ashtrays.
You started it, Pat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good job. We're all so proud of you.
Yeah. It's because I went to a high school that had ashtrays because it used to be like junior college.
Oh, yeah,
And
nice.
they turned it into a high school. You had to walk out like through each building, and there were concrete ashtrays because it's fucking king.
Dude, when I went to high school, there was a smoking section out back, dude. I remember that. There was like an area where they let kids smoke out back.
Wow.
Like you had to smoke in that area.
Don't smoke in the bathroom.
But I mean, everybody smoked back then, dude.
It's when you're deployed, they have the smoking areas that no one fucking uses.
Yeah, yeah.
Designated smoking area. There's someone like 20 feet away from it on the other side of the
Dude,
road.
the funny thing is, like, you'll be overseas and they build like a little pergola or a little like, something out there,
Gazebo,
like a gazebo for smokers. You're like, oh, this is pleasant. What is this, a picnic? Nope, it's smoking. It's a bunch of people.
That I took advantage. Well, technically, no, I didn't because we'd be like, I'm not fucking going over there.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's so far. I got to put shoes on because there's smoke outside my room.
Yeah.
No shoes for that.
Yeah. I quit though. I haven't smoked in a long time.
Good job.
Yeah. It was rough. It was rough.
I'm sure.
Yeah. Anyways, hey, let me recap these real quick.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Titan Dalpra winning. Helena winning. Luke Griffin winning. Diego Hayes, baby shark. He's a great white baby shark.
Yeah.
I wonder if whenever when he gets actually everyone thinks he's an adult and he gets older.
If we get
they're
upgraded.
gonna start calling him the great white.
Ooh, I like
baby
that.
shark. Yeah.
You heard it here first.
I prefer hammerhead, dude. That sounds cooler to me.
Yeah. Good. I like it. Yeah, Mika Galval. Right.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna go with Lovato.
Lovato.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna go with Giancarlo.
I agree with all those picks.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Good picks.
And then after this is over with, and Titan Dalpra and Mika Galval both win, they need a fight.
For sure.
Yep.
All right.
And then Lovato.
So
and
let it be
Gordon.
written.
And then
So let it
Lovato.
be
And then
done.
Lovato.
Lovato and Gordon. Yep.
Slapping the table on either.
Dude, I would love to see Lovato and Gordon, dude.
That'd be
No
who
leg
do we got
locks,
to talk to? Who do we got to
No leg locks?
No leg locks.
You just cuff their legs together.
No. You just tell Gordon Ryan you can't touch his legs.
Yeah, that's not happening.
No.
Actually, he'd probably take that challenge, dude, if they agree.
Unofficial
Yeah,
challenge.
'cause
Yeah.
he would come out with a BJJ Fanatics video
Yeah.
about like
How to win without touching the legs.
how to win without touching the Greco Jiu-Jitsu.
Jiu-Jitsu.
Also, somebody hit up the Wilson Bros about that high tide.
High tide.
That's
not what it was
guard.
called.
Let's get them
Beautiful.
in there too.
Cody just hit that today. He said during class, higher ground,
Yeah.
something like that.
High ground, reverse donkey guard.
Reverse. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
All right. Cool. Bueno.
25% off. Use
bueno.
code Sheepdog.
Muy bueno.
Sheepdog at checkout.
Muy
And we're
bueno.
going to do a podcast probably after the first of the year where we're just going to make alcoholic beverages with Bueno.
Cool.
It's going to be delicious.
Awesome. All right. Watch Shoes number 1. We'll see you guys next week.
Yep.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks.